knowledgeable Delysia Tim. She's from DUT, Durban University of Technology, and she is very experienced in this regard. She's in the Center of Higher Education Development. She's the past director of that center, and her area of speciality is education technology and material development. She has an MSc in chemical education, and she's currently working towards completing her PhD. So we are in the capable hands of a very experienced person, and we thank you very much for coming here. And we're hoping to learn quite a lot of it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's always very difficult after you've been introduced, because when people put labels on you, there's certain things that you understand those labels to mean, and you start putting things in those boxes, and sometimes you're not so sure if you can live up to those boxes that people put you in, and those categories that people put you into. I'm supposed to put this on. Sorry. I'm not used to these things. Okay, right. Welcome, and thank you very much I want to thank Matete for affording me this opportunity to come into your world, to come and share with you a little bit of what I know, and to come and learn from you. And I think for me it's very important because I know a little bit. I don't know everything about learning materials. I don't know it all. I'll share with you what I've experienced and where I've been. And I'm sure I look forward to learning from you, because you also have got lots of information to share. So for me, this is also a learning opportunity in as much as it is a facilitating opportunity. And I saw that your weather welcomed me very much in terms of the showers, and hopefully the showers are blessing for us, so we can carry on. I've chosen this particular picture here today because I think it's a very nice picture for me. And I think it's quite important because as lecturers, as teachers, whatever we call ourselves, what footprints do we leave in the minds of our students? And what imprints do we leave in their minds, and how much of an effect do we have on their lives? And I think that's extremely important. I just want to share with you a quotation that I think is very important to set the scene for today. It's a one-day session. You're not going to leave here with materials developed in any way, but what I'm hoping to do is to raise your curiosity in materials so that you would go out and start exploring and start doing different things, and that you will continue learning, so that this would be another point of learning within your lifestyle and where you're actually going. So you can teach a student a lesson for a day, but if you can teach him to learn by creating curiosity, he will continue the learning process as long as he lives. I'd like to actually add she there, okay, because I think for all of us it is applicable. So that quote for me was actually quite a meaningful quote for today in terms of my preparation for today and where we're actually going. So learning is the focus, and hopefully there's some curiosity that will be aroused, that I will leave some footprint in your mind as you leave here today. So what is the program? There's 3 sections to the program. The first one is the promoting active learning through materials. We'll have a little discussion. We will work through some material there. The second session after tea, and tea is very important, is creativity in learning materials design, because I think creativity and being creative is quite an important thing when we come to materials design. And I'll share a little video with you on creativity, and to see what happens to creativity in an education environment. And the last session is developing and evaluating materials. And maybe it shouldn't be titled developing. I was thinking about that. It should actually be towards developing and evaluating materials, because you're not going to develop materials today. But as I say, what I'm hoping is that you'll walk away from here with at least one new idea, something that you can actually go away with and say, I'm going to go try this, or I'm going to do something different in my class. Okay, so for the first session that we need to do in terms of promoting active learning through materials, you know, in higher education, we always say we must read, 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 and that's what makes us higher education. So I just decided, let me just not disappoint you and make you read and give you, I looked for the thickest document I had. And I thought, let me give it to you, because, you know, lecturers read. They just expect their students to read because they're reading all the time. Am I right? Why not? Why not? They don't have the time to read. Okay, why don't you have the time to read? What takes away your time? Teaching. Okay, teaching takes away your time, and teaching doesn't require you to read. Am I right? Administration. Okay, now I'm just trying to feel if I'm in familiar territory, because I know for us that is our lecturer's gripe, is the admin, the admin, the admin. The forms, another form came for us to fill in, another thing we had to do. Okay? And they expect us to teach on top of that. And then they still want us to do research on top of that. Okay? So time is an essence. So I've given you a document to read, and it's quite a big document, lots of writing that you can actually read. But what I want to do, I want to use that document for you to introduce yourself. And if you can just stop reading for a minute. Yeah, hey, how do our students behave? Okay, just stop reading for a minute. We're going to go through a little introductory session, because I think you've heard all about me and what boxes you've put me in. I need to put you into some boxes too in my mind and find out where you are and who I'm actually working with. I tried to find out as much information, but I must tell you, Mateti and her team, just like it was like pulling out hen's teeth, you know, trying to find information on you. They just wouldn't divulge. They said, no, we can't tell you about it. All we can tell you, they come from these faculties. That's all we can tell you. There you can find out about them yourself. So I need to find out a little more about you. So when you introduce yourself, you're going to give me your name so that I know how to pronounce it, because some I can see, but I'm not sure how to pronounce them. So I need to hear them. You're going to tell me what subject you teach so that I get an idea of what you're doing, or what you think you're doing, or what you're supposed to be doing. A little bit about what you hope to achieve today, because I've given you some essence of what I hope to assist you with today. And in that document that I gave you, there's quite a few quotations written in italics across the document. So what you need to do is you need to just browse through that document and find a quotation that appeals to you. And just say, why do you think it appeals to you? Are you with me? Do you think that's a doable task? Okay, all right. So that's how you're going to introduce yourselves to me. Tell me your name, your subject you teach. So I'm going to give you about 5 minutes, because you know your name, you know your subject. You don't have to think too long on that. Maybe you're going to think a little bit about what you hope to achieve today, and just to go through and say which quote appeals to you in the document. Which one, as you read through the document, that one just hit out at you. So you're not reading the whole document. You're just looking for the italicized sections, because the quotations are all in italics as you go through the document. So I'm trying to see what's your reading skills, you know, testing your reading skills. See how quickly and how far you can get. Who would volunteer? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Jacqueline.
You are?
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. Jackie. Okay, Jackie.
And I'm working as instructional design at the Department for Education Innovation. I just hope to learn different ways of developing learning materials today. And the code that appeals to me is the Chinese program.
Yeah. Which one was that on page?
Page 3.
Page 3, yeah.
Because I think it's more important if you do something yourself, you'll always remember the steps that you followed. So I
Okay.
think that's the one that
So you're the doing person. Okay, so and you want to look at ways of developing material. Okay, thank you very much, Jacqueline. Anybody next? Jacqueline has chosen the Chinese proverb, but you can choose the Chinese proverb too, because it might mean something else for you. Yes, sir.
My name is Gautier.
Guti.
Yes.
Thank you, Guti.
Gautier.
Gutier. Okay, Gutier.
I teach mathematical economics in the Department of Economics.
Okay.
So what I hope to achieve today is to be able to evaluate my teaching material.
Okay, so you want to be able to evaluate teaching material.
And see how I can improve the design.
With the aim to possibly improve. Thank you, Gautier. And then, your quote.
Which is on page 5, the run by program. It is what we think we know already that often prevents us from learning.
Yes. And have you had that experience?
Because this is in economics, this is what we encounter every day.
Every day. Okay, so you say, well, because this trend is going that way, therefore this should happen. And you think because you know and therefore you don't learn much. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Gautier. So we've got Jacqueline, Gautier. Anybody? Yes, ma'am, at the back.
My name is Saloshna Naidu.
Saloshna.
Yes.
Saloshna.
I come from very humble beginnings. I always like to say that because I have started as a teacher in a school and built myself along. So I have all my qualifications in education. Presently, I'm in the School of IT and I'm in the extended program, the foundational program, where I teach in the 4-year program. I'm also the coordinator of the 4-year program, and I teach the subject information technology orientation. The reason that I'm here is that I hope to learn things, well, whatever, over the past couple of workshops that could enhance and help the 4-year program students to be able to walk through the remaining 3 years.
Okay.
The quote that appeals to me is the one on page 5, which says, the one right on top by Chesterton, which says, thinking means connecting things and stops if they cannot be connected. Because I subscribe to the thinking theories of adult learning, which says that if you cannot link things to previous information, you have not learned. You cannot learn. Deep realistic learning is when you are able to apply things to what you know and then build on that. So that is why this particular quote appeals to me.
Okay, and that's why, Saloshni, you feel connected to your teaching career, you feel connected to where you come from in terms of informing you where you're going and the position you're in. Thank you very much, Saloshni. And so you've got a very broad expectation, taking whatever you can to assist in terms of the 4-year program.
That's right.
Thanks very much, Saloshni. Okay, so we've got Jacqueline, Gautier, Saloshni. Who else? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Gaby, and I'm from the Department for Education Innovation, and I'm one of the instructional designers. So we participate with, so I hope to assist them to.
Your name just doesn't want to stand up. It's just really, it's just so tired, it's just decided to lay down today. I can see that the more you're trying, the less it's just saying, leave me alone. Leave me alone, I'm resting. Okay, Gaby.
So I already have to learn how to design an effective learning material. That's part of our job that we do. And I like the quote, supposing is good, but finding out is better, on page 5 by Mark Twain, because I think analysis is very important, and you need to find out what learners know already. So you need to find out what they know and then connect the new learning to that.
Okay, fantastic. A very nice quote as well. So finding out is better. And you know the word assume? You know what it means?
Yeah.
Okay. you know how it's spelled? Okay. And yeah, and if we assume things, quite often we end up down the wrong track. So supposing, assuming. Thank you very much, Gaby, for that short and crisp, and that you had to find out. I'm not sure, designing effective materials. Let's see how far we'll get with that. Thank you very much, Gaby. Okay, yes, sir.
I'm Farid. I'm also an instructional designer at Faculty of Veterinary Science in Oxford. And I like the quote here on page 8 by William James at the bottom. Psychology is the science which is an art, and science is an art directly of himself. An intermediate inventive mind is made the application by using some other part. So in a way we are dealing with scientific subjects and content material that we're teaching, and trying to be creative and artistic about designing materials in instructional design and educational consulting. So to find the intermediary where we find the application in between the two, that is very interesting. And what I hope to achieve here today is also to see how maybe designing learning materials in extended programs differs from any other programs.
Okay, so you want to see the comparison between extended program materials versus any other. Okay, number 6. Thank you, Faik, Jacqueline, Gautier, Soloshni, Gaby, and Faik. Next, thank you.
My name is Sylvia, and I am LST, Language and Study Skills in the Chemistry
Sylvia?
and Physics Department. What I hope to get today is very much similar to what Gaby says. I would like to be in a position to design the material that I use for my students so that it's effective and efficient, because we use material from almost all the other modules, and we put that together and use the very same material for our module. So working together with them, being able to glean from their modules what's going to be effective for us is very important. So I need to be able to do that, and I hope this session is going to help me do that.
Okay.
And the quotation that I like most is the one by Mark Twain.
Mark Twain, which is on the
Supposing is good.
Yeah. Okay, the same as Katie.
But finding out is better.
Okay, so finding out is better. Thank you very much, Sylvia. Thank you. Faik, Sylvia, Jacqueline, Gaby, Gautier, and Soloshni. Who's next? Yes.
My name is Ugo. I teach physics in an extended program. I've just gone through some interesting experiences with Department of Education about a textbook that we've written for schools. So I'm into material writing.
Gee, okay.
And it's not always positive, but you try to do the creative thing and so on, and then what Department of Education doesn't understand at times, shoots down, and so on. Okay. The quote that I like is a quote by Donald Norman.
Page 5.
Yeah. You see that happening in a class every day. Really silly interpretations, good interpretations, all sorts of interpretations, and you really need to figure out how students come up with certain ideas. So, and often it is because of the over-interpretation.
Thank you, Ugo. The physics. And yes, you got experience, so we'll be drawing on some of your experience today and hearing how some of your, maybe your failures, you can share, how you learned and your successes. So that'll be very good for us to have what you've been doing as an input. Thank you very much, Ugo. All right, who's next? Yes, ma'am.
I'm Mariana Lotri in Department for Education consultant supporting lecturers with teaching and learning, and that's exactly what why I want to be here, to get a better understanding of what good active learning materials is all about, to support lecturers in that way, and of course for development of our own materials as well. I chose the quote by Lord Bernard. It is what we think we know already, but often prevents us from learning. And what it made me think of is that the more new things I learn, the more I understand that I actually didn't know and know nothing.
Thank you very much, Marina. And yeah, that is also a very special quote of mine as well. Things that prevent us. Because quite often we say, but I know that. And how often in a conversation with somebody, and they're trying to explain, you say, yes, I know, and they're saying, no, but. And you say, yes, I know, and they say, no, but, you see, and you say, but I know. And the two of you just sometimes don't really know, and you prevent it from learning because you think you know even what's in the mind of someone else. So sometimes that is a bit of a danger and prevents us. And thank you very much, Marina. And I feel, I must say, I feel a little bit intimidated sometimes when I have fellow teaching and learning developers, because we're kind of part of a team. I come from there, and yeah, and how much do we walk the talk? Because quite often I think we don't walk the talk in our practices as well. So Marina, for you coming here to find an understanding of materials, and how they're used and how they can be used in different purposes and different ways, and coming to learn. Thank you very much, Marina. Okay, let's see. Thank you, sir.
I'm Willem, also from the Department of Education Innovation, also education consultant, and we are involved with upgrading the study guides and also looking at the quality of study guides and how to get students to use the study guides correctly, and that's why how to build in certain aspects to enhance active learning and engagement. So that's why we're here to learn more about writing study materials for active learning. And with Sylvia and Gaby, I've got the same quote on page 5. Number 7 there, supposing is good, but finding out is better. The whole thing of inventive inquiry, to look for the thing that really gives meaning to the object.
Fantastic, thank you, Willem. And I'm sure in study guides that is quite a huge task, because we also have the same, but there's wonderful opportunities, because there's opportunities for lecturers to engage in learners in a different way through using the study guide. And I think that we've also gone through that very same process and system in our institution, where we've kind of, and you know, when you work with lecturers, all the lecturers that are here, we're very funny people. Sometimes we want things to be prescriptive. We say, just tell me how I must do it and I'll do it. And then when you tell them how they must do it, they sit there and they say, but why must I do it like this? It's not working for me. I don't want this and I don't want that. And you say, but you told me to tell you. And yeah, we give them we say, here's a study guide, and this is what must be in it, and this is how it must be. And then you collect 100 study guides, and you get 100 different things and big gaps and things that aren't there that should be there, the minimum things. So I think I can walk with you there, Willem, in terms of study guides and where we actually are as part of learning materials. Thank you, Willem. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Sanette. I'm also part of this group of the education consultants, so I don't teach. I am hoping to achieve, I think our student population really screams for active learning, and that's the generation really wants that. They don't want to passively sit there. And my interest would rather be in how can I best promote active learning with lecturers. And the quote that I'm looking at is, what I hear I forget, and what I see I remember, and what I do I understand.
Okay. And what about what you feel? What about what you feel? I always feel that that quote is missing something.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You
emotional.
Yeah, because that's the baggage we come with, isn't it? That's the baggage we come with. Thanks very much, Sanette. I find it very interesting at University of Pretoria that you use the word education consultants. You know, consultant is a swear word. It's kind of people that want to make a lot of money, come and exploit us. They're going to do all these things. So I find it very interesting that you use the word consultant in your nomenclature, in your systems that you actually work with. We call it the big C word. So the big C's are coming, you know, consultants. And yeah. Okay, thanks. So we have Marina, Sanette, Willem, Ubo, Jacqueline, Gaby, Gwadir, and Saloshni, and Faik, and Sylvia.
Wow.
And now we have faith in the system.
Faith, I'm also part of the group of educational
Faith?
consultants, and I'm also involved with the training of the tutors. So what I hope to achieve today, and not necessarily only for the tutors, but to be able to develop my own material when I do the training, to engage for active learning for the group that I have, whether it be tutors or academics. And as a result, I already had 3 codes which appeared, but 2 of my colleagues have already said 2 of them, the one that Sanette did and Mariana did, so I'll just say the last one. It's on page 6. Let the tutor demand an account not only of the words of his lesson, but of their meaning and substance. Let the learner show what he has just learned from 100 points of view and adapt it to as many different subjects to see if he has rightly taken it in and made it his own. And in most cases, we tend to go into the mode of transference and we ignore active learning. And even in the materials, the study guide,